the financial mistake that keeps you constantly struggling. Have you ever noticed how some people earn good money, talk about money all the time, yet live exhausted, anxious, and with the constant feeling that it's never enough? It sounds contradictory, but it's not bad luck. It's mindset. The financial mistake that keeps so many people stuck isn't just in their wallet. It's in the way they see themselves, in how they seek validation, and in how they try to fill emotional voids that money was never meant to fill. Maybe you believe that once you earn more, everything would fall into place. Happiness, freedom, quality of life. But what almost no one talks about is this. Without purpose and self-awareness, more income doesn't bring peace. It only amplifies internal chaos. And when that happens, money becomes a source of pressure, not calm. Sometimes it even opens the door to silent depression, the kind that exists even when, on the outside, everything seems to be going right. Here, the conversation is different. This is not about magic formulas, extreme cuts, or living in constant deprivation. It's about understanding why you work so much, why you earn what you earn, why you spend the way you do, and why none of that has brought the life you once imagined. Throughout this content, you'll realize something important. Financial growth begins when the game stops being only about numbers and starts being about who you are becoming. Before talking about investing, emergency funds, or freedom, there's a crucial point almost everyone ignores. And that's exactly where the mistake is. The one that keeps so many people stuck despite trying so hard. And that's where we begin. Money happiness without purpose. Many people discover in the most painful way that money doesn't bring happiness when someone is already unhappy inside. You can increase your income, improve your lifestyle. But if your mind is chaotic, nothing truly fits. Without self-awareness, money becomes nothing more than emotional anesthesia. It numbs the pain for a while, but it never heals the emptiness. When there's no alignment between who you are and what you do, work loses its meaning. You wake up tired even when you're well paid. You start questioning everything. There's no purpose, no direction, no clarity of why. And without realizing it, money becomes a burden, not a tool for freedom or quality of life. The problem gets worse when money turns into external validation. Buying things, showing off, proving something to someone else can bring a brief sense of victory. But then comes the silence, the comparison, the frustration, and often depression disguised as success. Without self-awareness, earning more only increases the internal noise, creating conflicts that no amount of money can solve. Depression and material achievements. Many people reach goals they dreamed about for years. A new car, a home, a higher salary, a stable relationship, and still feel an emptiness they can't explain. The money arrived, but happiness didn't come with it. When that happens, the frustration is doubled. Besides feeling unhappy, the person feels ungrateful for not being satisfied with what they achieved. But the lack was never material. It was identity. It was purpose. It was self-awareness. Without knowing who you are and what you truly want, no external achievement lasts for long. The mind enters conflict. Work becomes obligation. Income stops being freedom and turns into an emotional prison. That's when depression begins to creep in, often silently, when money is used to please others. Family, friends, social media. The emptiness only grows. You may grow financially, but you shrink on the inside. And this internal disconnect creates a dangerous cycle, leading to deep questions about why keep accumulating, if none of it brings real quality of life. Which leads to an essential question. If money doesn't solve everything on its own, what should its role be in your life? That's what we unpack next. Money is a tool. When you change your perspective, everything starts to make sense. Money is not the finish line. It's the tool. It exists to support life, not to replace purpose, self-awareness, or happiness. When you understand this, the weight lifts. Your relationship with income becomes lighter, more conscious, and far less anxious. Money only works well when it's aligned with who you are and what you want to build. Otherwise, it becomes just another daily pressure. It's like using a hammer for everything, even for things that were never meant to be hammered. The tool is great, but the wrong use creates frustration emotional wear, and internal conflicts that directly affect quality of life. Having more money means having more options, not automatic happiness. Options of choice, of time, of healthcare, of education, of rest. Freedom is in the ability to decide, not in the bank balance itself. And this clarity opens space for an important shift. Stop merely defending yourself financially and start growing intentionally, which naturally raises the next question. If money is a tool, how do you develop the right mindset to grow it consistently? Financial growth mindset. A major shift happens when you stop focusing only on cutting expenses and start seriously thinking about earning more. Reducing costs helps in the beginning, but it doesn't sustain long-term growth. Those who build financial freedom develop a mindset of expansion, not just endowment survival. Every year, even without knowing exactly how, it's essential to have a clear goal: increase income. Sometimes it comes from a new job, other times from a side project, specialization, or simply charging better for what you already do. The key is not getting comfortable. Books like Think and Grow Rich or The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind can significantly help reshape this perspective. At the beginning, accepting jobs that aren't ideal is part of the process. They're steps, not the final destination. Approaching these phases consciously prevents unnecessary frustration and depression. Every well-taken step strengthens mindset, expands skills, and prepares you for bigger opportunities, which only appear for those in motion. And this growth becomes even clearer when we look at the real value of work and services that many people still underestimate. Valuing work and services. A common mistake that blocks financial growth is believing that only prestigious careers make real money. Services like nail technicians, beauty professionals, cleaning services, or independent work are often underestimated, yet they can generate high income. What makes the difference isn't the title. It's how the work is done and how it's perceived. When there's specialization, refined skill, and genuine care for the client experience, everything changes. People don't pay just for the service. They pay for trust, results, and peace of mind. Investing in education, practical courses, and continuous improvement is one of the smartest investments you can make in yourself. And it usually pays off quickly, financially and emotionally. Discrediting simple work is closing doors before even walking through them. Many successful businesses started exactly like that. Small, but done exceptionally well. Each satisfied client builds real validation, strengthens reputation, and improves quality of life. And when you understand the value of what you deliver, taking the next step becomes much easier. Not living in constant reduction mode. Cutting expenses is useful, but only as a temporary strategy. When it becomes a permanent lifestyle, the effect is the opposite of what you expect. Living in constant restriction exhausts the mind, feeds scarcity, and erodes the sense of freedom. The focus must be growth, not endless deprivation. Normalizing struggle creates an invisible income ceiling. You get used to surviving, not evolving. Money stops being a quality of life tool and becomes damage control. Over time, this affects mood, work relationships, and can even contribute to anxiety and depression. Financial growth means allowing expansion. More comfort, more time, more choices. Not reckless spending, but aligning higher income with a more balanced life. And for that expansion to be sustainable, there's one essential point that often gets ignored. Investing in yourself first. Investing in yourself. The most important investment has never been external. It has always been internal. Education, health, therapy, personal development. These build a foundation that no financial loss can take away. When you invest in self-awareness, you make better decisions, strengthen mindset, and create a more conscious path of financial and personal growth. Professional specialization is often a turning point. A well-chosen technical course, a practical mentorship, or even daily reading like Atomic Habits or Mindset by Carol Dweck can directly or indirectly increase your income. This type of investment grows with you. It doesn't appreciate. Personal growth opens financial doors quietly. When you change, the way you work changes. The way you position yourself changes. And money follows. It's not a motivational phrase, it's reality. Your success is proportional to the person you become. And this transformation prepares you for more mature decisions, including how and why you spend, which leads to an essential shift. Stop using money as social validation. Avoiding validation spending. Spending money to impress others is one of the fastest paths to financial and emotional emptiness. External validation drains income, energy, and focus, but it doesn't build real happiness. The relief is temporary. Then comes comparison anxiety and the constant feeling of chasing something. When you prioritize experiences, education, and well-being, the return is different. A simple trip, a course that expands your skills, investing in your health. These create memories, learning, and quality of life. Delaying luxury is a powerful mindset exercise. It's not about never having. It's about having at the right time without guilt. When money stops being a display and becomes a tool, your relationship with it becomes lighter. And that opens space for a fundamental rule that sustains all financial growth. The basic rule: spend less than you earn. It sounds simple, but spending less than you earn is one of the most freeing decisions you can make. Living below your means creates safety margin, reduces anxiety, and strengthens your relationship with money. As income grows, lifestyle can improve. But consciously, gradual adjustments prevent every raise from becoming a new financial prison. Social pressure to look successful is constant and illusory. The appearance of wealth doesn't build freedom. It drains resources. When you understand this, the focus shifts. Less comparison, more purpose. And that balance leads to a firmer stance on debt and credit. Zero debt and credit card awareness. Anyone who has lived in debt knows the weight it carries. Debt steals sleep, focus, and even joy in work. Paying everything off becomes a top priority because financial freedom starts where debt ends. Choosing to pay in cash isn't extremism. It's mindset strategy. Without credit cards, spending becomes intentional. You feel the real impact of money leaving, and that aligns choices with purpose, not impulse. When debt disappears, mental space opens for growth. Income starts working for you, not against you. And that clarity prepares the ground for something essential. Building security without fear. Building financial reserves. Saving money is more than financial security. It's emotional care. An emergency fund reduces fear of the future and the feeling of constantly being on edge. This improves quality of life and brings clarity to decisions about work, income, and relationships. Building reserves requires healing scarcity mindset. Saving isn't freezing life. It's creating a base to grow with less anxiety. Money is flow, but money saved without intention also creates suffering. A reserve isn't about fear. It's about clarity of purpose, freedom, education, career transition. With intention, reserves become allies, not sources of guilt. And that awareness transforms how you see spending and investing. Money is a seed. When you start seeing money as a seed, everything changes. Some expenses aren't losses. They're intentional planting, investing in health, education, basic comfort, and quality of life. Often returns multiplied in energy, clarity, and better opportunities. Self-investment strengthens growth quietly. A course, therapy, improving your workspace. The harvest comes even if not immediately. But validation spending rarely bears fruit. Showing off, competing, proving something to others usually brings zero return or negative. The real money game isn't spending more or less. It's spending with intention, a continuous process. Your relationship with money changes as life changes. Each phase requires different adjustments. Forcing yourself into a stage you're not ready for creates frustration and anxiety. There's a time to tighten, a time to expand, and a time to consolidate. Respecting the process allows growth with less guilt and more awareness. In the future, traditional investments will make sense, but only after the foundation is built. Self-awareness, stable income, financial reserves, Emotional clarity. This path isn't linear. It's continuous construction, an understanding that keeps you moving, without rush, but without stagnation. Now be honest with yourself. What has your real relationship with money been? Are you using it as a tool for freedom and quality of life? Or as an attempt to fill emptiness that only self-awareness can resolve? When did you notice you were seeking validation? When what you really needed was alignment, purpose, and clarity about who you're becoming? Maybe the biggest financial mistake wasn't earning too little, investing wrong, or even going into debt. Maybe it was repeating patterns without questioning them. Real growth begins when you change your mindset. Invest in yourself, respect the process, and use income to support a life that makes sense, not an appearance. Small, conscious decisions made consistently build a freedom no single salary can guarantee. So hey-race the invitation. Choose one point from this content and start today. Organize your finances, invest in education, build a reserve, review validation spending. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Movement creates clarity, and clarity creates opportunity. If this content helped you see money in a lighter, more strategic, and more aligned way, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can keep growing financially, personally, and emotionally in a conscious and sustainable way.